Alright everyone, today we are going to peel back the layers of one of Roblox's most toxic, invisible systems, the copycat machine. It is something every developer fears, every player has seen, and yet nobody fully understands. You might think of it as plagiarism, or cloning, or just lazy development, but it is much bigger than that. This is a full-blown industrial pipeline of theft, one that can take a small indie hit, copy it overnight, rebrand it, boost it with bots, and bury the original creator under a mountain of algorithmic sludge. Roblox is supposed to be a creative platform, but the truth is, the system rewards imitation more than innovation, and that is how the copycat machine thrives. If you have ever opened Roblox's Discover page, you have seen the results. A game goes viral. Maybe it is a horror experience like Doors, a simulator like Pet Catching Simulator, or a life roleplay hit like Brookhaven. Within a few days, clones start appearing. The names are slightly altered. Open Doors, Pet Catching Simulator 2, Brooktown. The thumbnails are near identical. The descriptions copy-pasted. Sometimes even the icon is just the original image flipped horizontally. It looks lazy, but what is really happening is strategic theft. These clones are not just ripping off ideas, they are reverse engineered to hijack search results, recommendation feeds, and engagement algorithms. When a real hit goes viral, hundreds of clones flood the system to capture the overflow of curiosity. You search for the real game, but you end up in a fake one. Every click on a copy is a click stolen from the creator. But here is the twisted part. The system actually encourages this. Roblox's algorithm is designed to promote games based on engagement, not originality. It does not know which game came first. It only knows which game keeps people clicking. So when a wave of clones shows up, the algorithm cannot tell which one is authentic. It pushes the ones that generate the most activity. And since copycats use artificial boosts, bots, fake visits, inflated like ratios, they end up getting recommended more than the original. In other words, Roblox's own system rewards theft because it is faster, cheaper, and more predictable than genuine creativity. Let's break down how the copycat machine actually works. It usually starts the moment a game breaks out of obscurity. Once it hits the front page or trends on TikTok, a small network of opportunistic developers starts scraping it. They use asset-stealing scripts or leaked models to duplicate everything. The map, the lighting, the scripts, even the game passes. Within hours, they have a functioning replica. Then they reskin it, change the title slightly, and publish it. If they want to go further, they spend a little Robux on thumbnails or commission cheap artwork to make it look more official. After that, they pay for artificial boosts, fake visits, fake likes, and sometimes even YouTube or TikTok shoutouts from low-tier creators who do not realize they are promoting a stolen game. The result? A carbon copy disguised as a coincidence. And this is not limited to small-time developers. There are groups and entire studios that make their living off this model. They treat creativity like a supply chain. They monitor trending pages, track which genres are spiking, and as soon as a concept gains traction, they deploy teams to duplicate it. It is not just laziness, it is business. These developers know that most Roblox players are children who do not read descriptions or check creator names. They just click whatever looks familiar. So if a fake Doors game shows up first, most players will not even realize they are playing the wrong one. And that is where the money comes in. Because every fake game still has monetization, game passes, paid items, boosts, all designed to exploit that first 5 minutes of confusion. By the time the player realizes it is not the real game, the damage is already done. The click, the playtime, the purchase, all gone to the clone. And then, as if that was not bad enough, the next wave hits the AI clones. Artificial intelligence has made it easier than ever to replicate games. Now developers are using AI-assisted scripts to automatically generate maps, textures, and even game mechanics. There are bots that can scrape an entire game's environment, analyze its structure, and rebuild it in hours using generative tools. And the scary part is that these new clones are not just low-effort fakes anymore, they are polished. They look clean, optimized, and modern even though there is zero creativity behind them. The rise of AI-generated content means the copycat machine is no longer just human, it is automated. The theft is scaling faster than any creator can fight back. You can see the effects all over Roblox's Discovery page. Try searching for any popular genre, horror, simulator, tycoon, or obby. You will find 20 games that feel identical. The same sound effects, the same pacing, the same cheap monetization. They are all feeding from the same template economy. And that is another piece of the puzzle. Roblox Studio has become overrun with template sellers. Entire marketplaces exist where you can buy ready-made games. Dropper system templates, tycoon kits, horror AI kits, obby generators. For a few hundred Robux, you can buy a game that looks finished, slap a new title on it, and publish it in an hour. It is creation without effort, and it is killing originality from the inside out. And then there is the psychological effect on the actual developers. The real ones who pour weeks or months into something unique. Imagine spending 3 months scripting, designing, and testing a new mechanic, only to have it stolen and copied before your player base even forms. Imagine seeing your own thumbnail used by someone else, your game idea replicated a dozen times, and all of them ranking higher than yours because they used bots. It is demoralizing. It teaches creators that effort does not matter, that passion is pointless, and that if you want to survive, you might as well become a copycat yourself. That is how the cycle sustains itself. The copycat machine does not just steal games, it steals motivation. This culture of cloning has even warped how Roblox players think about originality. Many younger players now assume that every game is just a remix of something else. They do not remember when Roblox was full of bizarre experimental ideas, games that made no sense but were full of personality. Now every front page hit feels like an algorithmic remix of the last one. It is creative déjà vu. You join a new simulator and you can already predict the grind. You open a new horror game and you already know when the jump scare will trigger. The platform has been standardized by theft, and yet the system keeps rewarding it. Roblox's algorithms promote whatever drives the most clicks, not what deserves attention. Copycats by nature exploit familiarity. They look like something people already love, which makes them irresistible to algorithms that measure popularity by repetition. The result is an endless feedback loop. Copies feed the algorithm feeds more copies, and the original creators get buried deeper every time. By the time the real developers try to fight back, it is too late. Their game has been drowned by the noise. And Roblox's moderation system? It is not built to handle this kind of problem. The rules against asset theft exist, but enforcement is slow and inconsistent. Developers report stolen content and wait weeks for a response, if they get one at all. Meanwhile, the copycats keep growing, feeding on exposure, and even getting monetized through Roblox premium payouts. The platform's structure unintentionally protects the thieves because it treats every game as an equal data point. There is no system for authorship verification, no protection for creative DNA, no watermarking for unique models. In a place built on user-generated content, originality is the most vulnerable thing of all. The saddest part of all this is how normalized it has become. Players no longer notice when something is stolen. Developers no longer expect credit. And Roblox, the company that built its empire on player creativity, now quietly benefits from a culture that buries it. Every cloned game, every duplicate, every fake copy still counts as engagement. It still drives ad revenue. It still keeps players online. And as long as that metric keeps rising, nothing will change. The machine will keep turning. But here is the thing. Every machine has a weakness. The copycat system only works because players feed it. Every time we click a clone without thinking, every time we skip past the real game because it looks less polished, we keep it alive. The only real solution is awareness. To start valuing creativity again. To support the weird, the original, the imperfect projects that still dare to be different. Those games might not have the flashiest thumbnails or the biggest marketing, but they still carry the real spirit of Roblox, the spirit of imagination. Because in the end, the copycat machine might be efficient, but it is soulless. It can replicate mechanics, visuals, and code, but it cannot replicate passion. It cannot fake the feeling of something made with love. And that is what makes originality worth protecting. Roblox was never supposed to be an algorithmic assembly line. It was supposed to be a digital playground where every idea, no matter how strange, could come to life. The question now is whether that playground can survive the factory that grew around it.